Hi everyone, it's my great pleasure to share our research outcome with the research community of Science Gateway. Today I want to talk about UPFHDI, so Ultra Incomplete Data Oriented Parallel Fractional Hot-Tag Imputation Program, which is general and open source for maximizing the broad impact. So my research team is my group is me and Dr. In-Ho Cho and my student Yicheng Yang and statistics faculty Professor Jae-Kwang Kim. So we are supported by NSF, CSSI. So I want to share the recent outcome about this UPFHDI. In short, there are incomplete data issues everywhere in engineering and science. For example, here breach and transportation sensor data, or experimental structural data, or even the broad science of phenotype and genotypes. So this is another community. There are many popular methods to deal with that in the machine learning community. So we call that naive method because sometimes they delete, or sometimes they use the mean value of each variable, each observed variable. But it can cause loss of substantial information if you simply delete it, or if you simply use mean value, it may introduce unexpected bias and also low accuracy in the subsequent machine learning and statistical prediction. And among the many other methods, multiple imputation is one of the most powerful and popular methods. So basically, it generates data, multiple data set, and do a multiple analysis, and then kind of pooling to get the final result. It's very straightforward and widely used. However, statistical investigation found there's some issues and then very important expert level assumption. So we have to be careful. But that's kind of a very obstacle for routine scientific research and engineering work. So there's some challenges to directly use it. Not to mention that we don't have the big data or large data imputation tool in the field. So we find the hot-tag imputation is a very good candidate for this kind of situation because we don't need that kind of statistical expert level assumption. And there's good many statistical work so far to support the theories behind this fractional imputation. So our group already developed the serial version R package available on CRAN already. You can find the package FHDI. So it's details available in our journal here. And there are two methods. One is the unbiased, fully efficient fractional imputed estimator, so-called FFE. Basically, it uses all the observed value with good, reasonably calculated weight for each donor. But if we have a bigger and larger data set, if we use all possible observation, it's too much in terms of computation and memory. So fractional hot-tag imputation use a randomly selected donor instead. So there are detailed theory later on, but I want to emphasize that researchers also want to know after imputation or after data curing, what is the uncertainty about that? So we have FFE and FHDI, so-called jackknife method, very efficient, computationally straightforward method. It's already implemented in serial version. But for ultra data or large data, it's not that easy because it's too large data set. So we found solution from our PI, one of the PI, Dr. Kim's prior works, so-called the linearized variance estimator. So as shown here in this table, if we use 10,000 instances and 0.1 million variable, very high dimension, with 30% missing rate. So here SE is a standard error of using jackknife and standard error of linearized variance estimation. AD means the absolute difference between them. So as we have a larger data, the difference between jackknife and linearized variance estimation kind of acceptably small. So of course, the data set is not that big. We do not recommend the linearized one, but if we have very large data, high dimensional data, so it may be a good candidate to save a lot of time for the variance estimation of the data curing. And also theoretically, as I said, FEFI is unbiased and then it uses all possible donor, but FHDI randomly select that. But as data set increases, we have a good asymptotic property. That means FHDI can successfully mimic the accuracy of FEFI, efficiency of FEFI. So this is very good power for large or big data curing. This table shows the validation with practical data using the appliance energy data set. And so the ratio of the expected mean equal to 1 means the good accuracy. So we confirm that accuracy. And why we need the parallel FHDI then? Because admittedly we are entering the large data or big data error. So limitation of memory and then computing all are kind of all inhibit our analysis for big data, big incomplete data. So in the previous work, last work, we call that parallel FHDI, so-called PFHDI version 1. It's available there in the paper. So we tackle one by one big N data with large instances or big P data, very high dimensional data. But now we call ultra data. Ultra data is concurrently big N, big P data. So this year we were able to tackle this kind of data set using so-called UPFHDI. So there are 4 key steps. One is a parallel imputation cell construction using the sure independent screening technique and k-nearest neighbor for selecting donor. Second step is so-called parallel cell probability estimation using the modified expectation maximization scheme. And then we do imputation and variance estimation. So there shows good scalability for example here big N, so large instance data, good scalability, and even for 0.1 million and 10,000 variable, which is very ultra data, we can confirm the scalability as we expected. I want to slightly touch upon if we have high dimensional data, how can we find enough donors? Because think about, say, 10,000 variable. How can we match the donors? So to do that, we use the sure independent screening. So assuming the intersection or union global ranking of this score. So to do that, to enable that, we had to change the EM algorithm, so-called SIS-oriented expectation maximization scheme. This kind of theory, but just a slight twist of the EM algorithm. For the big P data set, we confirmed using the SIS and then KNN searching, we confirmed the scalability. So for maximizing the research broader impact, so we share all the ultra data set in this IEEE data port. You can download it, but it's very big, very large. And separately, big N or big P data set may be also interesting to you. So we also share that on this website. You can download it. And all these theories are available, and all the parallel program. Serial program is already in the CRAN environment, but the parallel program is available to download and compile on the NSF Exit or local HPC. Please contact me if you have any difficulty about the compiling. Briefly, I want to mention why it is important for machine learning. So as you see here, if you compare to naive imputation, so vertical axis, the RMSE. So if we use the proper good FHDI data curing, we can help a lot. For example, generalized additive model or extreme random tree or artificial neural network, we can all improve the following method. So far we can tackle millions of instances and more than 10,000 variables concurrently. So it's now publicly available. Thank you so much. And if you have any question, please feel free to contact us. And there are many supplementary material in the slide. Please look at that. And then there are links. Please use it. Thank you so much.